Hey everybody, John Felt here. This is the Blue Water Outlook weekly weather briefing for June 6, 2026. The story this week will be a major to exceptional heat index. Well, here are threats this week, and we have this area. Look at all this red. This is a major heat index this week, and the purple is an exceptional heat index. Then as we get into the 3 to 7 day period, we have a cold front coming through. There'll be pockets of heavy rain, so many areas of the nation will be either affected by a very muggy and dangerously hot and humid air mass, or these pockets of heavy rain that produce maybe some excessive rain in spots. So last week, here was our areas of severe weather. It hasn't been as widespread as previous weeks, but we did have scattered areas of hail in the plains. That's purple. Our high winds in parts of the southeast, especially, look at that, in Alabama, pretty widespread. And we had some pockets of really heavy rain. Take a look at some of these areas here in the central part of the U.S. That was 5 inches in spots, so that produced some flooding on tributaries, smaller drainages, and creeks. And that's this time, as we get into summer, remember those rain bombs are becoming much more common as the atmosphere holds more moisture. I think we're going to see that more, and maybe even this week. So last week through the central part of the nation, we had well above normal temperatures, especially the upper Midwest, 10 degrees or more above normal. Anything in the lighter shades of green, 85 to 90. Anything in the yellow, above 90 degrees last week. Now we have some really high dew points through the central part of the nation. So again, we're getting a transition into summer with muggier air. If you're in this area, you probably have noticed it. Boy, it's muggier out there. More humid, dew points sticking close to 70, and that's going to give a risk of some higher probabilities for some heavier downpours. Okay, so here's the flooding outlook, and you can see right around Kansas City, north of Kansas City, that recent rain produced some flooding. Oklahoma, parts of North Texas, but still many areas up here have very low flows. Colorado, the western U.S., northwest U.S., the mid-Atlantic region needs more rain. But the story this week is going to be this ridge of high pressure. By midweek, it covers the central and eastern U.S., and really going to have those temperatures soar. But then by Friday, look at this. We have this upper system right here, and that's going to zip through and bring a cold front and bring some relief to some spots. So take a look at the next 5 days. The red is above normal. Second 5 days, we start to get some of that cooler air. Third 5 days, look at this. We go from this to this, and that's going to be big changes across the Midwest, from this week being unusually hot to next week being pretty pleasant. But it is going to be hot. Look at these heat indexes. Reds, these are maximums. Red is the major, and purple is extreme. An extreme heat index in, like, for example, St. Louis, hasn't really gotten up into the mid-90s or upper 90s so far this season, so that's going to really, people aren't acclimated to that, so it's going to seem pretty brutal. Take a look at Wednesday, 100-degree readings in the plains, mid-90s in the Midwest, so it's going to be a very hot week. And also very muggy. This is precipitable water, and that indicates that if we would get some lift, we could get some really heavy downpours. And this is where we could get those heavy downpours, 1 to 3 inches of rain, locally more, and that could produce excessive rainfall. Okay, so the Hurricane Center is not showing tropical activity the next 7 days, but we do have a stalled front in the Gulf, and there could be a tropical low development by late in the week. I'll be keeping an eye on it, and I'll let you know if that changes. Now here is week 2, right in here, and in week 2 you can see the cooler air in the upper Midwest, but to the west and to the east still above normal. Now, in case you missed it, this is the updated June outlook. Take a look at it for your area. Temperature to the left and rainfall to the right. I guess what I want to point out here, the northwest U.S., unusually warm and unusually dry. That's your weekly weather briefing. The big story this week, I think, is going to be the heat and humidity. Take care.